are just awaiting the two sides to emerge from the tunnel for the second half. And it's one of those tunnels. Have you been here? The fancy tunnel they have here with the two kind of panes of glass, and all the 15 grand a season fans can watch them through there. Have you been there, Clive, the posh seats?
No, I've not been in the posh seats, Tom. I have been to the Etihad on a few occasions.
But not where the money is.
No, unfortunately no, just the press area.
Well, they have this little area, and Tottenham are going to be doing it from next season as well if that ground gets built in time, which I've got my doubts about, having been round there a few days ago. And essentially you can be sitting there having your dinner and you watch the players walk through a glass tunnel. And before this game, the fans who were there were asked to make sure, if they're not a full City fan, to wear no colours and give no stick to any player through the glass. There was a great one earlier this season where Charlie Austin was doing his hair in the window and they was all filming him the other side. It's the modern world, Clive.
It's a worry.
It's a worry.
It is a big, big worry for sure.
Is it worth £15,000 to see Raheem Sterling walk through a tunnel? I don't know. Anyway, they have now walked through that tunnel and we're about to get underway for the second half. Martin Atkinson has blown his whistle and City will kick us off. They kick from right to left in this second period. They're 2-0 up and they're wearing sky blue shirts, white shorts and sky blue socks. Team is Ederson in goal, back four Fabian Delph, Vincent Kompany, Nicolas Otamendi and Danilo. Midfield trio Fernandinho, David Silva and Ilkay Gundogan, with Leroy Sané and Bernardo Silva supporting Raheem Sterling, who's playing through the centre today. The bench is Bravo, Walker, Aguero, Laporte, De Bruyne, Jesus and Yaya Toure. For Manchester United, they kick from left to right in this second period. Red shirts, black shorts and black socks. They've got David De Gea in goal. Back four left to right of Ashley Young, Eric Bailly, Chris Smalling and Antonio Valencia. Midfield three is Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic and Ander Herrera. Herrera has been booked. Up front, Romelu Lukaku also on a yellow card, with Jesse Lingard and Alexis Sanchez completing the team. The bench is Lindelof, Rocco, Mata, Martial, Rashford, McTominay and Pereira. He's not one for making half-time changes, Jose Mourinho, but no Rashford, no Martial, as you were.
Yep.
Surprising.
But all the subs are warming up, so you've got to fancy there's going to be a change quite quickly from Jose Mourinho. What he seems to have done initially is push Sanchez a little bit closer to Lukaku, maybe playing as a front two now, maybe looking to use Sanchez in a more central area, which for me probably makes a lot of sense.
Just over the halfway line, Manchester United in possession with Ashley Young, trying to poke it through to Alexis Sanchez, intercepted by City, throw into United just over the halfway. We'll go back to Chris Smalling on the edge of his own area. First time to Bailly. David Silva and Raheem Sterling chasing him down. Just wanted to have a few touches of the ball there, Bailly, which nearly allowed City into steal. It's back to De Gea, and Lukaku has beaten Kompany to it this time. That's better from Lukaku, and the attack comes from that. Lukaku released down the left-hand side. He cuts it back towards Lingard. It's not a great cutback. Otamendi intercepted. Corner to United.
And all of a sudden, again, we talked about Lukaku in that first half, just not getting involved. He's got onto the end of a ball and he's laid it off and made a run in behind, and he looks dangerous. A totally different player. Yes, the ball in wasn't the best, and I think Danilo's struggling from the challenge. Looks like he may have pulled a groin, but an extra touch from Lukaku here could have set up the chance, or he could have just had a strike. It's a tight angle, but take the shot on.
Yeah, just as Lukaku turned away from Danilo, he looked to slip over, and whether that's just tweaked a muscle or whether that's just a bit of a stress injury, we will see. He seems to be okay to carry on as this corner comes in from the left-hand side. It's flicked on by Otamendi, but no United player was attacking the back post. It was over Kompany. And
it's a good ball.
If someone's gambled here at the back post.
Yeah, again, United players get nowhere near it. Pogba's furthest forward. Smalling's up there again. Doesn't get anywhere near the ball as doesn't Lukaku, but they've got a little bit of good fortune. Another corner.
Lingard on the right-hand side. This time it is away at the near post from Delph. Smalling will then get there before Fabian Delph to the second ball. Lingard loops one in. It's away from Danilo. And then Bailly will beat Sterling to it, who just pulled out that challenge there, Raheem Sterling. Alexis Sanchez, ball towards Smalling at the back post. It's away by Vincent Kompany. Really good defending from him.
Well, it is. It's a good ball, isn't it? What's Chris Smalling doing? He stayed up there, which is right, and he's a big lad. Go and put some pressure on the head.
United have it again with Matic on the edge. It's back to Paul Pogba. Good effort from Pogba. It's on target, but it's saved down low to his right from Ederson.
Well, this is what you expect from United. They had to come out of the blocks. They had to do something. They started on the front foot. At last, they've got a shot away on target. They're looking more dangerous. I would guess that City just got to ride this storm because they've done nothing going forward yet. But here goes Sane.
Yeah, he's got the better of Valencia on the halfway line. He's running at Bay, coming in field diagonal, cuts it back to David Silva, square to Gundogan. Overlapping run being made by Danilo. It's Bernardo Silva back to Danilo. Early cross blocked by Smalling. Corner to Man City on the right-hand side. You can consider the storm ridden out, I think.
Well, you know it's going to happen from City. At some stage, they are going to make a counter-attack and get players into forward positions and cause problems. So United mustn't lose heart from it. You know, if they're going to get back into this game, they've got to keep playing the way they are. They've got to give more, basically.
Corner from the right-hand side. It's over everyone. Pogba heads it away only as far as Zane, who volleys it back to Fabian Delph.
Just looking at Smalling's positioning again. He's just been totally outmuscled by company. Surely he's learnt his lesson from the first goal today.
Maybe he's learnt the lesson, but just can't stop him.
Yeah, possibly. Not good enough.
A much stronger man. You'd say a much better player as well. Here comes City again. David Silva through to Raheem Sterling in the area. Controls. Fires Gundogan! Oh, and it's just, I think, hit maybe the top of the crossbar. We'll need to see the exact angle of it, but it hasn't gone in from Gundogan. Lovely interplay.
It's good running from deep.
Sterling.
Yeah, good running from deep. Gundogan and Sterling both running from deep and running in beyond United and causing all sorts of problems. Sterling does well. Good feet. Just lays the ball into Gundogan's path and just opens up his body probably that little bit too much and just catches the corner of post and crossbar. I think De Gea was beaten again.
A lovely little lob finish, wasn't it? Just the way he was helping it towards the top corner. As he's saying, just open his body up a little bit too much, and that keeps the score at 2-0 with 5 minutes gone in the second period. 2-0, that is to Manchester City.
I think they've got to take this gamble though, United. Nothing to lose. You know, if they go down 3 or 4, that'll be disappointing. But you've got to give it a go for the sake of their fans.
Yeah. I'd be happy as a United supporter to lose 4 or 5 here, but get forward at every opportunity, try and get back in this game. Ball towards Pogba, sees him slip over and Danilo win it back and City back in possession again. Out left to Fabian Delph, who's up over the halfway line. Sane is just ahead of him here. It's back to David Silva, who's floating around everywhere now for City, having a real influence on the proceedings. And then Dino in the centre circle, look to find a ball out to Bernardo Silva, won back by Manchester United, and Paul Pogba into Herrera, square to Matic, just inside their own half still, into Lingard, back to Matic, right to Ashley Young. Young wants to get forward, but there's no one running ahead of him, so has to cut back to Nemanja Matic again. Forward ever so slightly to Pogba, then Herrera, it's right to Valencia, no one running ahead of him, so he goes back.
Do you know what, the last 10-12 passes have all been United, but the pace of their attack has been slowed down somewhat, and it's allowed City just to get everybody back in position. And then eventually we see Sanchez making a run in behind the fullback. Otamendi goes with him. It's a simple block, but if you do that quicker, Otamendi doesn't get across.
Ball down towards Alexis Sanchez, results in a throw to United after his cross was blocked. There he is again, Alexis Sanchez. Just wonder how he will feel today. Could have been a City player winning the Premier League. He's found a lovely ball in field instead. And Paul Pogba has scored for Manchester United. That's lovely football from the Red Devils. A chest into Pogba, and Pogba volleys home, and United back in this match at 2-1.
Well, again, it's a wonderful finish, isn't it? But again, it's Alexis Sanchez who's suddenly come alive. You know, his turn, his pace, his ability. The little layoff was absolutely brilliant for Mando Herrera. But I tell you what, the finish was there as well from Paul Pogba. Company misses the ball that was set up. And it's a tremendous finish for Paul Pogba. And United are back in it.
Another player who could have been playing for City today, if you listened to Pep Guardiola's comments last night. A United man, he remains, Paul Pogba, and a goal scorer in the Manchester derby. His 4th goal in the Premier League this season. And I love Lukaku there screaming to the ball, and Pogba was like, I'll just pop it in, mate. But
do you know what, in all that build-up, I was just going to say with that 12, 14 passes, Sanchez was the only one moving at speed, moving at pace, looking like he was interested. Lukaku's just hovering around doing nothing. You know, you've got to move players, you've got to move defenders out of position to create space. If you stand still, they'll cover that space quite easily. It was Sanchez who's come out the blocks for United. He didn't have a very good first half, to be honest, Sanchez, but much, much better now.
United on the front foot for the first time, and they're attacking down the left-hand side with Alexis Sanchez. Running at Bernardo Silva, clip towards Paul Pogba! Oh, what a goal! Paul Pogba with 2 goals in 2 minutes to quieten down the City title party. Fantastic ball from Alexis Sanchez, and Paul Pogba may well have finally, belatedly arrived for the second time in Manchester. Fantastic stuff, 2-2.
Well, I wonder why we keep saying 2-0's a bad scoreline at half-time. It's United who've managed to get out of the blocks, but it's Sanchez who's done it for me. He's been absolutely terrific in injecting a little bit of pace, a little bit of belief, desire, drive. He's given it to the United front line, and Pogba's reacted as well and got himself a couple of goals. Wow, we've got a game on.
Paul Pogba scoring 2 goals in as many minutes, 5 now for the season in the Premier League. And just listen to the Etihad Stadium now. Gone is the boisterous party atmosphere of the end of the first half, and now it's almost nervous here.
Well, it just proves again that point we said in the first half, Tom, about Raheem Sterling and the opportunities he missed. It could have been 3, 4, on a good day even 5 up at half-time. They didn't. Raheem Sterling missed possibly 2 great chances, and now it's just given United that little bit of belief that they can get something out of the game while they put themselves in a good position. Little tweak as well, we said about what Jose Mourinho did. He's got Sanchez more involved alongside Lukaku, who's not even got out of first gear yet, Lukaku, but Sanchez has made it happen by being involved in the game.
2 really good goals from Paul Pogba. It's 2-2, but City are coming forward now.
Anybody's game, Tom, to be fair.
There really aren't too many that have poked the beast that is Manchester City this season and live to tell the tale as this ball is whipped towards the back post from Bernardo Silva. It's over hit, and that's going to be a goal kick to United.
Well, I know we said it in the first half, didn't we? But I think there's a chance we might just see Aguero and De Bruyne now. I think the game's changed that quickly. And to be fair to Pogba as well, his first finish was a good one, but his second one was excellent. It's just slightly behind him, and he's got to twist his body in mid-air, and he's buried it in the bottom corner. He's given no chance at all to Ederson.
He starts the move as well in the centre of the field. Must run 40, 50 yards to get there, and then scores the header. You know, he's had his distractors, and I count myself very much in that list, but that was absolutely magnificent from Paul Pogba.
I'll tell you what, we're seeing a different Alexis Sanchez as well. Just seeing his energy levels go up tenfold. I think he was obviously in a strange sense of mind, I would think, first half, to play to the level he has. You know, he probably hasn't reacted well with his move from Arsenal, but in the last 10 minutes, he's been the difference between the two sides. He's set United alight.
Not used to this. Manchester City beaten in midweek, being pegged back here. Is this a little just sign of what it's going to be like next season? Pep Guardiola said they'll never win 18 games on the bounce again. Zane runs in from the left-hand side, running at Herrera, who's on the yellow card. Holds him up well, this Herrera. Back to Delph, into Silva, clipped into Fernandinho. Fernandinho over the top towards David Silva. David Silva's got it, squares it for Gundogan. Doesn't square it enough, and it's straight at David De Gea.
What a great ball as well, wasn't it? Silva running in from deep, gets inside Herrera. Maybe should have crossed it first time. Tries to bring it down and gets away from him slightly. And then the pass that he puts in is not quite good enough.
It's a brilliant first touch from David Silva, but the second, the cross was rushed. And that's the first real impact they've had as an attacking force in the second half, City. We're approaching the hour mark with the score at 2-2. If you popped out for 20 minutes, where have you been? It's a different game. Sanchez down the left-hand side. He'll find Pogba. Pogba back into the centre of the field, and Nemanja Matic, who finds Valencia right. Up against Zane, it's into Lingard, back to Valencia, lovely 1-2. Otamendi comes out, Valencia's beaten him, Valencia's in the area. He has got a cross in, but he was stretching for it under pressure from Delph. City win it back, Otamendi forward to Silva, Silva back to Gundogan. It's now the blue half of Manchester coming forward.
It's open game, isn't it now? It's anybody's opportunity to take all 3 points.
Otamendi left to Leroy Zane. We're up over the halfway line, left-hand side. Back to Otamendi again, who will give it to Gundogan and drop back into position. United's defensive midfielder will drop back into position, and Alexis Sanchez has robbed that ball off Danilo, and Sanchez is driving down the left-hand side. He's away from Fernandinho. Runs in field, finds Jesse Lingard. Lingard on the edge, gets a shot away! It's just wide from Jesse Lingard. Just look at Alexis Sanchez. Before he wins that ball back, he is telling everyone what to do, where to go. He snaps in. What has happened to him in the last 15 minutes?
Well, as I said just before the break, love to be a fly on the wall and see what Jose Mourinho feels about his team. And Sanchez has, well, just come alive, hasn't he? He's been given that licence. For me, it tells you a bit about the player as well. He was obviously uncomfortable in the position he was in first half, or the job he was being asked to do. All of a sudden, either he's been given a free rein, or his position has been moved more central. And I think because of that, Mourinho's asked him questions to say, well, what are you doing? You know, show us how good you are. And he's actually doing it.
No doubt the effort has been upped as well from him and plenty of other players in red shirts out there. The earliest title win in Premier League history is Manchester United's currently. That was on April 14th in the year 2001. That's another record they're looking to protect today, as Jesse Lingard has won a free kick for his side just inside the Manchester United half.
And the question is, can United keep this going? Again, we said it before the game, the ability to stop.
Well, Sanchez flicks it through to Lukaku, got past Company but not past Danilo.
Tough a chance again, wasn't it? Company falls over. But just saying that, how do you stop City? Well, the way you stop them is get at their back line. And that's been proved in the last 15 minutes. But the trouble is, when they get on the ball, City, they are so good.
Vincent Company in possession. How long ago does his opening goal seem now? And City score the goal that would see them crowned champions today. It's also Manchester City so far, isn't it? All the money. You just can't lose that little bit of what it's always been like to be a supporter of this club. Doing things the hard way. There's Fernandinho on the edge of the area, left-hand side, running at Matic, back to David Silva. Silva crowded out well by Matic and Lingard. It's up to Lukaku, who controls. Turns away from Raheem Sterling and then brings him down.
Might get a yellow card here, Sterling. That's 2 on the trot. Yes, he will do. But I just think he's got the ball into feet. It's simple for him. He's in space. Just pass. Simple pass on, 5 yards away. He turns into trouble. Sterling brings him down. Sterling gets the yellow card and gives away the free kick. Just keep the ball moving. That's what you do as a centre forward.
Do you think Guardiola wants to win this game enough to bring in Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero?
I think so, but I think he might delay it. I think he might leave it till later on in the game, see how the rest of this second half goes. Obviously, if United get a goal in the next 5 minutes, they'll be on.
Well, they ball up to Lukaku, who has again won the ball in the air, but this time Lingard can't get onto the knock-on. Broken through to David Silva, looks to find Leroy Zane. That's really good defending there by Antonio Valencia. Another player who has upped his performance levels in this second half significantly. Herrera found by Matic, back to Valencia. Valencia just in front of the corner of the penalty area, loops one up towards Alexis Sanchez, beaten by Company, but it breaks back to Alexis Sanchez via Lukaku. Good play from those two. Couldn't release Pogba though, Lukaku.
Great play by Sanchez, wasn't it? Little step over, goes from the return, gets the ball back, pops it into Lukaku, and then Lukaku can't find the next pass, but here comes City again.
Bernardo Silva up over the halfway, finds Danilo in an advanced position right. In the area now is Bernardo Silva. Cut back is to Fernandinho. Chip left to Fabian Delph. Lingard closing him down. It's square to David Silva. Silva looks to get away from Matic. He's going to get a free kick there, but I really am not too sure that was a foul and more of a slip from David Silva, which may well have hurt the City midfielder.
I think it's just clumsy. I think Matic has fouled him. I think he's gone in heavy, gone in strong. He's caught David Silva, I think, with the knee in the groin, and it's probably given him a bit of pain for the time being. He should be okay from it, but it's not a particularly good challenge. It looked obvious he was going to check back onto his right foot, David Silva, but he's got the capabilities of going both ways, so a difficult one.
Could be a costly one for United as well, who've worked so hard to get back in a game that looked lost at the half-time. It's on the edge, on the left-hand side, about 5 yards away from the edge of the penalty area. Lovely angle for a top corner strike.
Yeah, I just saw the cameras there, just went down towards Kevin De Bruyne. Just looks like he's got no intention of coming onto the field of play at this moment in time, which suggests that Pep will probably stay with what he's got.
Four-man wall for Manchester United. Otamendi on the edge of it. Gundogan and Leroy Sané over the ball. It is a strike by Gundogan, and he got the angle right, but didn't get the dip on the ball, and that's over the top.
It was a big wall, wasn't it? Just seeing Matic on the outside, Pogba alongside him, had to go the other way. Doesn't quite get, as you say, it's on the dip to be able to hit the target. Just seeing Aguero warming up, so maybe that might be the first change for City.
There was talk before the Liverpool game that he would be back in contention for this one, and you feel like he is going to have a huge role to play in 4 days' time in that Champions League clash, as David De Gea's goal kick goes straight out of play. Just a reminder, we're not done with the Premier League after this evening. Irrespective of whether City have won the title or not, there's still plenty to be decided. Arsenal, they've got to pull away from Burnley, who just keep on picking up points if they want to finish 6th. They've got Southampton tomorrow, who are in the relegation zone, and they'll want to take advantage of plenty of drop points all around them. Also Chelsea, who've still got outside desperate hopes of chasing down the Champions League themselves, despite Spurs' win today. They take on a West Ham team who are a few points short of Premier League safety. Crowd not happy here because Raheem Sterling thinks he should have won a throw for his team. It's gone United's way.
Deflected off a United player. Assistant referee's looking straight at it, so is the referee. Sterling thinks he should get a throw in. I think he feels that the day's not gone well for him, has he, Raheem Sterling?
It's gone the other way, this throw, as it was then thrown into the field of play, and Alexis Sanchez was to blast it forward. It hit a City player, it came back off him, and within moments all the drama's over. Looks like Marcus Rashford's having a chat to Jose Mourinho in the technical area. Maybe the first United change as City come forward. Fernandinho right to Bernardo Silva, running at Ashley Young on the right hand side by the corner flag, edging his way forward inch by inch. It's cut back now to Danilo, control and cross over the head of Raheem Sterling. No one at the back post, and Herrera will gather it, will he? He'll actually let the ball roll out of play for a goal kick.
And no thought in the cross there for me. You know, he's done well, Bernardo Silva. He's taken Ashley Young as far as he can going forward, then he's checked the ball back to him. His support is good, but then he takes one touch and just clips the ball into the box. No pace, and he's got the smallest front line going. Who's going to win the header? No thought, lack of thought in the ball. Just come onto it first time and whip it in, smash it across the face.
We've had it timed by the scientists here at Premier League Live. 97 seconds between Pogba's first and Pogba's second here. A quick fire brace which has quelled the joy around the Etihad Stadium, which has often been done by those in red when they took on those in blue here. Foul on the far side on Alexis Sanchez by Danilo, who I think is very, very lucky to have not been booked by Martin Atkinson today. That for me is his fourth, maybe fifth foul he's given away. It was poor control from him, and then just swipes one on the shin of Sanchez.
Yeah, I think he just hit his shin pad. I think he'd be okay, but poor touch by Danilo gives Alexis Sanchez an opportunity to pinch the ball. You know, and these small things, you know, tend to turn the momentum back the other way, and Sanchez now in a great position to cross. He's going to swing this one goalwards.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United. What a ball from Sanchez, and Chris Smalling, whose poor marking in the first half allowed company in, has scored the goal which might delay City winning the title for 2 more weeks at least. City 2, United 3. What a derby in Manchester.
Absolutely unbelievable. Chris Smalling's got his own back, hasn't he, on Vincent Kompany? Just look and see if he was offside. He's not, but Kompany's in the wrong position, as was Smalling in the first half. Absolutely incredible. It's a good finish, to be fair to him, but he's totally unmarked. 8 yards from goal. No chance at all for Ederson. Great delivery by Sanchez, but again, the involvement of Sanchez in this second half has been amazing.
This has been a vintage Manchester United display in front of Sir Alex Ferguson, who's here to try and make sure that City don't steal their record of earliest ever title won in English football. And I think the glass is about to be broken in case of emergency on Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, and I don't think much will change from Pep now. He'll make the changes that he feels he needs to get another goal, and you wouldn't say it's beyond them, City. Still got the ability, but they're certainly looking vulnerable at the back.
20 minutes remaining of this incredible game, as Fabian Delph barges his way through a crowd for City down the left wing. Has found a release to David Silva. Good play from Delph. David Silva infield, finds Gundogan, controls and turns and passes, but Ashley Young is there to intercept before Bernardo Silva can get there. Throw in City, right hand side.
Just couldn't see this coming, could we?
No.
At no stage in that half-time break could you see this happening. But it's just proved a point again. How good is the Premier League? Absolutely brilliant.
United were not even threatening this slightly when they were holding on for dear life in the first half. But now it's City coming forward. Raheem Sterling on the far side tricks his way past Chris Smalling. And the assistant referee on that far side, who I think just hates Raheem Sterling, has given a goal kick.
I'm just looking at Sterling's face as I shakes his head. He can't believe it, the way it's gone for him today. He's done well there. Great turn of pace, gets away from Smalling, but Eric Bailly comes across and makes the challenge, and a little bit of good luck as well.
Changes here for City. David Silva is off. Kevin De Bruyne is on for the final 20 minutes of action. Gabriel Jesus also coming on. Bernardo Silva is leaving the field of play. So the Silvers are off, and on come the goal to try and get the Premier League title won for Manchester City. At the very least, get them back in this Manchester derby. Never mind the wider context, they're losing at home to United.
Do you know what? I just can't wait for the post-match press conference. These two managers certainly have something to say if the scoreline remains the same. I just somehow don't think it will.
I genuinely can't believe this has happened in the 21st managerial meeting between Guardiola and Mourinho. It's currently 10-4 to Pep. And wouldn't Mourinho just love it? Especially if he won it in the most un-Mourinho way imaginable. Attacking, entertaining football.
Well, it's all about getting the best out of your players, isn't it? And whatever he said to Alexis Sanchez for me at half-time has got the best out of him in this second period. He's been terrific.
Great performance from Manchester United in the second half. What can this City side do? 3-2 they trail at home. They've left it late plenty of times to secure the points here. Southampton and West Ham, two of the examples that spring to mind. Different opposition today, though, different quality of opposition today. Different type of obstacle to overcome, too. Ball out on the right-hand side, and Sterling can't control it. That's going to be a throw. We're seeing a replay again on the monitors. If we're in the age of VAR,
I think he's
is he offside?
He's onside. If you look at his shoulder, you've got Vincent Kompany's hand out wide, and between the two of them, they're level, spot on. I was just wondering, Tom, can we say the cliche, football is a game of two halves?
A cliche away, man. It's the kind of thing that leaves City sick as a parrot. I'm sure you could agree. And here comes City, trying to stop that sickly feeling with Leroy Sané. His pass is blocked, shot by Gundogan. That's blocked by Lingard. Look at Jesse Lingard urging United up the field. A real United man, Jesse Lingard. He'll be revelling in this, maybe more than any other player out there. Kevin De Bruyne now looking to pull the strings for Manchester City. Here he is now. Ball left to Gundogan, challenged by Herrera. Got to be careful, Herrera. He's gone down.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Feigning injury, maybe to try and draw attention away from the fact he's already been booked.
Now, I don't think he's going to book him for this one. But I think it's such a slow motion the way he fell over.
I think he felt there might be a little bit of I'm in trouble here.
He's had a little look at the referee as well. I mean, it's a challenge from behind. He's lucky to...
That's a yellow, isn't it, I think?
I think on other occasions, I think the referee's just let him off the hook slightly here.
He knows it too, Herrera, why he's milking this.
Yeah, I wonder if Jose might make a change. Take him off.
Well, he was talking to Rashford a little while ago, who's now sitting back down again. De Bruyne out right to Raheem Sterling. Sterling running at Young. Raheem Sterling out. Side of him is Danilo. His cross is blocked by Ashley Young. Shouts of handball. Ashley Young so adamant it was a goal kick. He's already halfway up the field. And that is a goal kick. And it looks like another of the stars is about to emerge for City as Sergio Aguero, their all-time top scorer in every competition you can imagine, is going to be on for the final 10.
It makes you wonder what Pep's saying to him. You know, you try and give him information or try and give him a snippet of something, but I think he's just saying, just go out and score.
Get out there.
Yeah, just get on the pitch and get involved.
Actually, the final 15 minutes he's going to be on for. Plus additional time as well. It's Gundogan who's gone off to be replaced by Aguero. It'll be interesting to see if he plays up alongside Gabriel Jesus or whether that pushes him out wide. It'll be the job of Clive Walker in the next few minutes to find out exactly how they're playing or whether it's just a blob of City attackers.
Well, I think they're expecting Kevin De Bruyne to get on the ball for sure. And if he's on the ball...
Good challenge there by Herrera. Broken through to Lukaku. Lukaku finds Alexis Sanchez. Oh, he does well to trick away from 2 or 3 players. There was maybe a ball on for him. Is he fouled there by Leroy Sané? Referee says no. Lingard looking to bundle his way down the far side. Sané's brought him down. I think maybe there was a free kick a little bit earlier which should have been given. Martin Atkinson said no, so he's given a slightly softer one a few seconds later on this right-hand side.
Yeah, first one was a foul, wasn't it? Just got in too tight, didn't he? Sané eventually just blocks off Lingard. I think it's a correct decision in the end. Free kick.
You've got to give it to Man United here. You really do. A tremendous second-half recovery against this City team away from home. All the big guns are on now. There are no excuses left for City.
It's interesting as well seeing Sanchez take this free kick as well. He's been involved in everything. Free kicks, corners.
Another good ball from Alexis Sanchez, away by Otamendi this time. Picked up by Matic at the far post. Dummies away from Fernandinho. Digs out across 2. It's away by Fabian Delph to Jesus. He finds Danilo square. And City will stream forward with De Bruyne. De Bruyne now with Alexis Sanchez for company. He finds Aguero. Aguero's in the area. Brilliant challenge. Brilliant challenge from Ashley Young. City up in arms. Looks to me like he's won it. Martin Atkinson gives nothing. And now United will look to break. And there is a foul on Jesse Lingard, and it's now kicking off here. Company is going to get a yellow card. Pogba and Fernandinho squaring up. Pogba livid with Fernandinho. Ederson's on the halfway line. The goalkeeper having a word. He's now going to Martin Atkinson, asking what's happened.
He's got to sort this out. I think this first challenge was a penalty. I want to see it again. There was a high boot that went in, and I'm not sure that he got any contact on the ball, and he's brought Aguero down. After that, goodness me, anything could have happened, and how he sorts this one out, I don't know.
Since the challenge of Ashley Young, which we have not seen again, Sergio Aguero has not got back up. Vincent Kompany is still yet to get his yellow card because Pogba and Fernandinho are still continuing.
There's at least one yellow card coming out here, if not more.
Martin Atkinson now having a word with Vincent Kompany and Fernandinho. On the halfway line this is, still Sergio Aguero is receiving treatment away to the left in the penalty area. I think Fernandinho will probably get a yellow card here as well. Let's see how this sorts out. Here's a yellow card for Kompany.
That's Fernandinho, wasn't it? I think he showed that too.
We'll have to get that double checked by our production team here. I thought that was originally going to be for Kompany. Now we're seeing the replay again now.
I think that's a bad challenge. I think we're not quite serious. This is the one.
He gets the ball first, though. He does get the ball.
It's a follow-through, yeah, I mean, but that's... That's an easy one to say in the modern game. I think this is certainly a foul for me. He's gone over the top of the ball, right through Aguero.
Studs on the shin, isn't it?
Studs showing, a foot off the ground. For me, that's a red card and a penalty. Referee's missed it. And that's what's incensed the City players.
And now Aguero's going to get yellow carded for his protestations. Now he's up. He's walked back to the halfway line to have a bit of a go at Martin Atkinson. Just waiting to get confirmed exactly who was yellow carded. So Fernandinho definitely has been yellowed. That is one on a yellow card. There definitely was more than one shown there.
I think Fernandinho from behind has caught Lingard. I don't think it's... he's just gone right through.
It's not a good tackle, that.
It's not. No, it's not pretty. He's got three players around him.
Vincent Kompany then showed a bit of dissent, which is maybe why he got a bit of a talking to. Actually, may not have been a yellow card for Vincent Kompany. There was a yellow card for Aguero as well. That is now confirmed. So Aguero, having come on and maybe should have got a penalty, finds himself in the referee's notebook. Martin Atkinson, I mean, the issue is for the referee there is that Young slides in, he does get plenty of the ball, a lovely big slice of it, but then the follow through with the right foot that's up is studs on shin.
Yeah, I think it's a penalty. I won't change my opinion on that one.
Yeah.
It's a penalty. It's a sending off. It's a terrible challenge. That happens anywhere else.
Paul Pogba has now hacked down Otamendi from behind. He's going to get a yellow card here. There's Otamendi's up squaring at Pogba. Doesn't Pogba just love it as well?
Yeah, it's just
Edison
a yellow
again
card.
Is running out, chasing him down.
It's just a yellow card. We saw it in the first half. Similar situation, but the tempers are high now. The adrenaline's rushing. The referee's trying to keep it as calm as possible. It's just a yellow card for me. City was cynical like that in the first half. Pogba's doing exactly the same as they did, slowing the game down, not allowing them to counter-attack, and that's all it is. But it's Otamendi who's annoyed by it and reacts. Has a few rolls as well, doesn't he?
He's a drama queen, is Otamendi, there's no doubt about that, but that's a really poor tackle from Paul Pogba.
He knows what he's doing.
Swipe from behind, takes the legs, takes the yellow, inciting the City players. And didn't he just love it as well?
Didn't he just?
I mean,
he knows what he's doing.
He was nothing in the first half, Pogba. In this second half, I think he's been absolutely fantastic. As is the man going off here for United, Alexis Sanchez, to be replaced by Marcus Rashford. And I can't think of one good reason why Alexis Sanchez is going off here.
That. Why would you take him off? He's been absolutely terrific.
Makes
he's
no
caused
sense.
All sorts of problems. I mean, yes, get Rashford on, but surely Lingard would have been the more obvious change for me.
This makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean,
or even Lukaku, to be honest, and play Rashford up front.
Who? Well, Rashford is on, and the star man of the second half, along with Pogba. Sanchez is off for the final 8 minutes. Hang on to your hats, everybody. This is going to be a grandstand finish. The prize, the Premier League title itself, if City can score two. The prize for United, keeping a proud record of being the earliest ever Premier League champions. In front of the man who was able to secure that victory back in 2001, sitting in the stands today, the great Sir Alex Ferguson. Here's City coming forward. Kevin De Bruyne on the edge, shifts, shoots. Will it fall to Aguero? Brilliant challenge by Ashley Young. Went to ground and looped it away.
Taking a gamble there, hasn't he? Ashley Young, he's done really well. Got in front of Aguero, would have had a simple tap-in.
Fernandinho on the floor into Aguero, around the corner to Gabriel Jesus. Shot blocked by Smalling. Here's Danilo, recovering possession. De Bruyne, 40 yards from goal, just right of centre. Knocks it back to Vincent Kompany, who drives forward here into Aguero, round the corner to Jesus. Matic has won it back. Foul on him, then Bailly's gone through a bit on Gabriel Jesus.
I think it's a foul by Jesus, to be fair. Little trip. And United win a bit of time, and a free kick on the edge of the box.
And look at Ander Herrera, just milking it. Jesus trying to make him get up, and Herrera saying, what are you doing? It's got so feisty, so bitchy out there between these two sets of players.
You know, this is a massive game, and United have turned this game around in their favour, but they have got feisty. They've got in City's faces. City don't like it, and anything can happen. You know, the annoyance is there. You can see the frustration from all the players from City.
They've got some players that like to mix it, haven't they? Manchester United, Ander Herrera, chief among them, still having a few nibbles at Gabriel Jesus as they walk away. David De Gea up towards Lukaku, flicked on by Pogba towards Jesse Lingard. Ederson off his line to get there before Lingard.
Good goalkeeping. He's done really well. He delivered the ball out to De Bruyne as well.
He's trying one crossfield De Bruyne, but that is overhit.
Tried a massive one, didn't he? Put De Bruyne there to Sane and goes out for a United throw-in. But
when the interplay is happening on the edge, I was just thinking, give it to Sanchez.
Yeah, and he's not there.
And he's not there.
I can't believe he's taken him off.
And now he's taking off Jesse Lingard to be replaced by Scott McTominay.
Well, that makes a little bit more sense, to be honest.
More?
A lot more.
I mean, it actually makes some sense.
Yeah.
I can't think of any reason why Sanchez has gone off, the man who's totally changed the game.
I think as well, if we looked at his face when he came off, Tom, you know, he was so annoyed, upset, disgruntled, you know, probably like us, not understanding of why it's happened.
But if they get a 3-2 win,
well,
then,
again, yeah, it's the right decision, I suppose.
Scott McTominay is on. He was certainly in the mix to start today. Made a real impression. Scottish international midfielder this season on United supporters and Jose Mourinho as well. And here he is now, found by a throw-in from Valencia. Challenge on him by Otamendi, breaks back to Herrera, who turns away from the challenge, and there's a foul there.
It's good strength by Pogba, though, in this build-up. He rolled it into his feet. It's becoming physical at times, and this is where players like Pogba just stand their ground. De Bruyne put his foot in and brought down Herrera. Not a particularly pretty challenge, but Herrera made it look worse than perhaps what it actually was.
5 minutes of normal time remaining. Free kick to Manchester United, right of centre, 45 odd yards out. 3 at the back post from Lukaku at the near. It's played short and down the right wing to Romelu Lukaku, who pulled very wide. Crossed by Lukaku is bad. Goes out of play.
What is he thinking?
No, I don't know.
You know, they're 3-2 up. They played short.
Makes no sense.
For me, Lukaku's not in the middle. He's in a wide position. Why is he in a wide position? To keep the ball in the corner. And he swings a right boot at it and goes out for a goal kick. You give away possession.
I don't understand what he just did there.
What's he thinking?
Oh, Delph's giving it away to Antonio Valencia. And he's got away from him too, you know, Valencia, down the right-hand side. Look at the run being made by Paul Pogba. It's into Lukaku instead. Total miscontrol by Lukaku. That's a waste from him. And now Valencia's out of position.
He pulled a muscle as well, Lukaku, in doing that.
City on the counter. De Bruyne into Gabriel Jesus. No one's come to him. Gabriel Jesus with the shot. It's blocked by Smalling.
It's a good block too.
Rashford then challenging Danilo for the ball. Danilo has got there. It's into Vincent Kompany, who's centre forward now for some reason. Needs must for City. Crossed by De Bruyne towards Aguero. It's away by Bailly. Matic then beats De Bruyne to it, and Pogba. He looked to volley it clear, but he's totally missed it. It's an air swing from Pogba.
He looks
City
tired.
back on the ball again.
He looks tired, Pogba. I think he's treading water at the moment.
Fantastic second half performance from the man who scored twice for United, though, as Fernandinho has the ball in the centre of the field against Pogba. He finds the ball right to Danilo. Oh, lovely reverse ball round the back. Raheem Sterling cuts it back. Blocked again by the sliding challenge of Ashley Young, who's done that so many times in this second period with 3 minutes to go. It's a corner to City.
I just can't believe his position in Ashley Young. He's actually got away with it by getting back and getting the block in. And Raheem Sterling, for me, has allowed him that bit of time. Should have delivered much, much quicker, but where was he going?
Corner on the right-hand side. It's away from goal. Fernandinho's won the header. It's broken to Herrera. Clips it down the line to Scott McTominay. Good challenge by Fabian Delph to get there before McTominay. City back in possession. It's squared to Leroy Sané. Running at Nemanja Matic. Got to be careful, Matic. Flailing around there for a second was the United midfielder. Looking for the ball. Kompany chips it out left. He'll find Fabian Delph, who controls and crosses towards the 6-yard box where David De Gea will get there before Aguero falls on the ball. And this may be the first time we've mentioned David De Gea in this second half.
And he actually doesn't have to do much here. The ball end's a poor one. It's weak. It's got no pace on it whatsoever. It's just clipped in towards the near post. De Gea reads it really well. And that's where you want your concentration from your goalkeeper. You're right, Tom. We haven't seen or even hardly mentioned De Gea in the second half. And yet, 88 minutes gone. He's got to come and take a ball cleanly. He does it, tidies up, and he looks quite comfortable. Here comes City again.
Vincent Kompany over the halfway line for the Premier League champions in waiting. De Bruyne finds Fernandinho, who carries it out left to Fabian Delph up against Scott McTominay. Nowhere to go, so it's back to Otamendi again. 90 seconds of normal time remain. Right to De Bruyne, into Jesus, back to De Bruyne, challenged by Smalling, breaks back to Gabriel Jesus again. Strong challenge on him. Martin Atkinson says play on. It's out left to Leroy Sané. Sané's cross, Aguero! Oh, what a save by David De Gea. He has not done much in this second half. He has now. A magnificent tip over the top from Sergio Aguero. What a stop.
Well, it's a wonderful save, isn't it, by a top goalkeeper.
Corner comes in, Fernandinho can't turn it towards goal. It's hit a Manchester United player last, and will be another corner.
We're just getting a chance to see this save from De Gea from behind the goal. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's a game that's had everything. Will it have a late equaliser? Into Fernandinho again. It's hit Matic last, surely. Another corner. They've tried it twice. It's not worked twice.
Third time lucky.
De Bruyne again is over it. 30 seconds remain for Manchester City. Ball towards Aguero. Otamendi! Sterling! Oh, he's hit the post! Aguero now. It's blocked by Lukaku. Raheem Sterling, 3 yards out, guilty of yet another massive miss for Man City.
Well, his movements, again, is excellent. His touch is what you think would be decent.
Corners it again. Otamendi's up. It's away by Ashley Young this time.
Well, it's frenetic, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. You're right, Tom.
Oh, Rashford beating Danilo. And now he's been brought down by Danilo. And Danilo's in real trouble here. There is a covering run being made, so it is just a yellow card.
I'm surprised he didn't get one earlier, to be fair. He's got away with it, Danilo, but it's a clumsy challenge, isn't it? 5 minutes of injury time still to be played.
Oh, Raheem Sterling, moments ago, it's hit him more than anything.
Got to score. He's had so many chances, hasn't he, today?
If he'd have scored those chances in the first half, then he could easily have already given City the title. It could have been 4-0 at half-time. It could have been 5-0 at half-time. Yeah. It is United 3-2 up with 5 minutes of time remaining, added on at the end of the 90. What a Manchester derby. What a game of Premier League football. Surely one of the games of the season we are seeing here. Lukaku on the right-hand side. Back to Valencia. Matic over the top. It's a poor ball towards Lukaku. Trying to play him in the corner of the field. Another change on the way from United. Victor Lindelof looks like he's coming on. Central defender. Well, that's what he says in his job description anyway. McTominay's won it back for United. Here's Nemanja Matic. Through to Herrera, then gets there before Gabriel Jesus, who he's gone down Herrera. He probably was fouled, but he's milking it again. He's winding up Jesus, and he's staying down with both hands on his face.
Yeah, I think he's been caught. I don't think there's any doubt it's a free kick. Just gets to the ball just that split second before Jesus puts it through his legs. It's a foul, it's a free kick, but he does make the most of it, doesn't he, Herrera?
Vincent Kompany, I think, has now got into the book for a bit of dissent. He's come over and had a word with the man on the ground and Herrera, and the City captain's in the book.
Well, just a few minutes now for United to see this one through. I would guess that they'll probably put this one in towards the corner flag. I can't believe they're going to put this in as a cross.
Sané's only about 6 yards away. He is played through to Herrera, and Jesus has gone to do Herrera.
Jesus
Valencia's come over. Jesus is going to get a yellow card here, and it's kicking off again. Jesus is being dragged away by Fernandinho. He was always just coming in to kick Herrera there, and that's really stupid from Gabriel Jesus.
Well, it is.
It's thick play.
Well, at least Herrera gets up this time straight away.
Because he was actually fouled this time.
Yeah. Just losing a little bit of discipline, City.
Yeah, they've got very, very ragged in the last couple of minutes. Manchester City is Manchester United, under the guidance of the great spoiler, Jose Mourinho, have just kept the ball in their half. Valencia with this free kick here on the right-hand side. Pogba wants it. Here he is now. Turns away from Sané. Keeps it in play too. Paul Pogba takes it to the corner flag. Good play from him. Oh, and he's won a corner for his team as well, has he?
I can't believe the marking by City there. Pogba is going to out-muscle most players, but to put Leroy Sané against him, he just rolled in so easily. Just that mentality has gone for City for me. They've lost their cool understanding and the reading of the game in these last few minutes.
Not good practice for what's coming up in a couple of days' time, as they make another change here. And just this is the ovation for Ander Herrera, who's about to come off, who's been chief irritant for Manchester United all day long. He's off, and Victor Lindelof is going to be on for the last 90 seconds or so of normal time. He was brought in today to do a job, to be a horrible, horrible so-and-so, and that's exactly what he's done today.
Done his job, yeah. And I think second half, the United players certainly have done that. The Pogbas of this world, the Sanchez, they've done their job.
And they had a corner, and then Pogba was challenged, and the referee has given a goal kick, the assistant referee. Well, it seemed like it came off De Bruyne last there. Pogba certainly thought it did. City have got 60 seconds to get the ball up the field, and they're going to take advantage of Ederson's massive wallop upfield. Won by Lindelof, then thrashed away by Ashley Young. That is not the Guardiola way of doing things.
When needs must.
Going
to do the same again here, Ederson.
Yeah, found by the throw-in of Danilo. Ederson will blast it up again. This time it's out left. It's a good ball towards Vincent Kompany, who's on the left wing now. Cuts it back to Kevin De Bruyne. 3 in the box to aim for Kevin De Bruyne. Square to Raheem Sterling. Sterling back to De Bruyne, left-hand side. Crosses hit McTominay on the shoulder. That was close.
I think that hit his arm.
That was very, very close. He was touching his shoulder there. It was right on the edge of the area. De Bruyne again with another cross. What a ball! Kompany poked it towards goal. Bailly got there first. Referee says it was off Kompany last, and that's a goal kick. And Clive, I think it's fair to say, with 95 up, City are not going to be Premier League champions today.
Well, they're not, and it's going to keep it going for another couple of weeks, which is always good for the Premier League. But you'd have to say United's performance has been nothing more than outstanding second half. Possibly a bit disappointing first half, but City didn't take the full advantage that you thought they might. They had opportunities to score, and perhaps the man who really should have done that, Raheem Sterling, will look back at it on another occasion, but it's been a fantastic game to watch.
De Gea's big clearance is won by McTominay, comes off Fernandinho, thrown on the right-hand side to Manchester United. First time they would have been beaten in 28 home league games. They've won the last 14 at home in a row. Manchester City, we were all set for a party to see them crowned Premier League champions on the 7th of April. They would have been the earliest champions in the history of English football, going back way over a century. 2-0 they led at half-time, inspired by Sanchez and Pogba and Jose Mourinho. Are United going to spoil the party of the noisy neighbours, or will there be a final chance here for City? No, there will not. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable victory for Manchester United. 2-0 down at half-time. Vincent Kompany and Gundogan on the score sheet. In the second half, it wasn't just a different game, it was almost a different sport. Pogba and Pogba again, 97 seconds apart, and then Chris Smalling, set up by Sanchez, scores the goal, Clive, which delays the title party for 2 weeks at least.
Well, it does, and it was a turnaround that nobody could see coming. I don't think the most faithful of Manchester United fans in the stadium today could have seen this turnaround. It's been nothing more than spectacular. It typifies exactly what the Premier League for me is all about. And it's been a wonderful performance second half, although Man City, for me, were terrific first half. Game of 2 halves.